To faithful Catholics, 7 Locutions to the World from November 13 to 19, 2014. The first locution from Mary on November 13, Overcoming the Darkness.
These events will come forth because human history moves on, bringing forth what has been embedded in its past. I have tried to describe those forces that have been placed in the stream, waiting beneath the surface and ready to come forth. Now, I must move on to my church and to describe its life. I will speak of what is hidden and often overlooked. Many lay people take their baptism very seriously. They offer their help at the parishes, attend its services and keep their hearts loyal. They are faithful Catholics, and even though there have been many scandals, they do not allow them to shake their faith. They have received a Catholic heritage and they want to pass this on to their children and grandchildren. They have never given up the dreams placed in their hearts from the beginning. They have always believed in the Church. Even when the scandals came, they held on in the darkness and continued to serve and to believe. Their numbers are much larger than the public perception. These Catholics will be my foundation. In so many ways, they have come through the darkness. They have believed when the darkness of events covered over their churches. Now, I am ready to use them. To these I will speak now.
The second locution from Mary on November 14, New Gifts for Faithful People.
How flourishing my church was, so many vocations and so many faithful laity. All were gathered around me and my name was on their lips. Now, the flourishing harvest of vocations has become just a handful and many laity have walked away from their faith. This is what catches the eyes of most. But, look, how many are still in the fields, laboring to bring forth good fruit. How many still cherish the sacraments and the Catholic devotions. Even among the young, the gift of faith flourishes in many hearts. This is where I will begin. They need only a light, a signal of hope, a direction, a new voice, clear and true, to inspire their hearts. This is why I speak. To you who labor in the fields, who have always sought to preserve the faith in your homes and in your parishes, I know your travail. I know your sadness that many do not respond, even the members of your family. I know the darkness that you have been through, not just the personal darkness but your dismay at all that has happened to a once glorious church. Do not say that the church is in ruins and decay. Within the church is much hidden life, many people doing all that they can to preserve and pass on the ancient faith that is always new. To you, I will speak. Read these words carefully. They will be your guide. I know the labor of your hearts and all the efforts you have made. None of them is lost, even when your words and your deeds seemingly had no effect. Now, I call you in a different direction. Before you continue on, come into my heart. Find the new gifts that await you. Should not you, who have been faithful to my church, be the first ones to discover the new gifts of my heart?
The third locution from Mary on November 15, The Beginning Gifts.
With the many new blessings flowing from my heart, should not these faithful Catholics be the first ones to know and to receive? They already attend Mass and call upon my name. They have not abandoned their religious practices, even though others have walked away. They are confused by all that is happening in the world, but the light of faith and practice still burns within their hearts. They will be the first group to receive, the first ones to experience the outpouring of my heart. To them, I speak now. When I come to you, when I offer you my new gifts, open wide your hearts. I am preparing you. You need these new gifts. They will begin with an invitation, an opportunity to attend a gathering, to read a book or to join a group. Do not set this invitation aside. It is an invitation to a new way of life, to join with others on the road. Others will not yet have this opportunity. These, too, I will prepare by special private graces. everything that bears my name. The churches, the books, the traditional devotions will gain a hold upon you. You will find new attractions. Whatever carries my name will draw you, without any personal effort, into its power. These are the beginning gift. For those who accept these invitations, greater, more powerful and more lasting gifts await. All is needed to prepare for the darkness.
The fourth locution from Mary on November 16, Light for Devout Catholics.
When all of the events begin, devout Catholics are the ones who will be bathed in my light. I must speak about this light. When darkness comes and the usual lights go out, emergency lights come on to provide safety. They do not give the fullness of light, but they are sufficient to protect and sustain life. Such are my special lights which flow from my heart and which I want to give to all. However, devout Catholics who have held fast to their faith in the midst of all that has happened will be the first to receive. Then, the graces will go forth to others. None of my lights are limited, but devout Catholics are better prepared to receive than others. I speak now so that as these lights go forth, devout Catholics do not miss their opportunity. You must not think, I have enough light. I am not walking in darkness. Certainly, you are not in darkness, but the darkness will come, and then you desperately need the light that I am now offering to you. How does this new light come? I will teach you. Be attentive. Be sensitive to devotions, new and old, that would lead you to me. I will place new attractions in your hearts. Those who were always devoted to me will find a hunger and thirst for my devotions. Those who never experienced any particular attraction will realize that a new flame has been put in their heart. Realize what I am doing. I am taking your faith, which still burns within you, and I am giving you fresh oil for your lamps. In this way, you will have the new light that will not go out in the darkness.
The fifth locution from Mary on November 17, Entering Mary's Heart.
The life that I will offer to these Catholics is so new that many will find it difficult to believe. They will ask, how can this be? Then they will see for themselves that I am pouring forth a special fire which offers helps that have never been given before. All of these new graces are so needed because of the new problems that will suddenly arise on the earth, for which there will be no apparent solutions. My response will be taking place within the hearts of those who receive. A new power will be released from my heart to their hearts. All will know that I have embraced them and drawn them into my heart where they are safe, even though the external turmoil increases. I have spoken before of this invitation. My heart is like Noah's Ark, but this time, the numbers are not limited. All can enter. There is plenty of space for the whole world. I must begin to teach everyone how they can enter. No one must delay. The door will remain open until the last minute, but the earlier you enter, the deeper will be the protection. My heart has many doors, accommodated to everyone's situation and way of life. All will be able to enter.
The sixth locution from Mary on November 18, Preparing for Mary's Fire.
I must make these new gifts which are easily available and tell the whole world how they are received. They are inner gifts, received into a heart that has been purified and is seeking my help. The first gift begins as a new string, like a lonely but attractive voice that says, "Come with me. Come in this new direction. Leave behind what is familiar and be drawn into a life that feeds your spirit." This voice will invite you to leave behind everything that soils your heart and to be generous in the things of God. The voice will point out much that must be changed. Be generous. Do not resist. All of this is the needed purifying action of the Holy Spirit. The voice will lead you into a new style of life, with new priorities. The old will be set aside, even those attractions that were not sinful but still claim your heart. The goal is to set you free so your spirit can respond and receive. The voice will lead you into new waters, gentle and peaceful. You will find rest and a new kind of happiness, a contentment with what you have and a spirit of thanksgiving to God for all that He saved you from. At this point, you are ready for the fire that comes from my heart and which I want to pour forth over the whole world. It is so easy. As your spirit seeks heavenly graces, ask specifically for my fire to be given and you will receive it. Ask time and again, "O Mary, please give me your fire." My heart will break open and the fire will pour forth.
The seventh locution from Mary on November 19, preparing for the consecration of Russia.
The fullness of my gifts will only flow as mankind falls deeper and deeper into darkness. This will happen as the events, coordinated by Satan, unfold. At that time, a hopelessness and feeling of inevitability will come upon the human race. As Satan cleverly unfolds one part at a time, people will realize what has happened. The important events of the past led to these troubles. Mankind will see itself as cornered, with its back to the wall. Only after these events begin will the Church realize the great power that has been given at Fatima. At last, the Holy Father will consecrate Russia, together with all of the bishops. New lights and new hope will be released, the deepest gifts of my Immaculate Heart. The world will not return to the way it was. Some parts will have already collapsed and many places will have been destroyed, but new life will be offered to all. This is why I must speak and explain my gifts so all can receive. Right now, I am pouring out preparatory gifts, new attractions to greater devotion. They must be received so each soul is more ready for the great gifts that will pour out after Russia is consecrated.